Baseball and Hollywood have a lot in common. Some of the greatest and most inspirational sports movies are made about baseball. It's natural that America's national pastime has been the subject of countless movies. People love baseball and they love movies too. Here is the list of the best baseball movies. If you love baseball, there is a strong chance that you will like some of them. In fact, if you love baseball, you've probably already seen them. A film featuring Dennis Quaid as a real-life former pitcher Jim Morris, who began his pitching career at the late age of 35 for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Morris never made it out of the minor leagues before a shoulder injury ended his pitching career 12 years ago. Now he is married with children, high school chemistry teacher and baseball coach in Texas. Jim's team makes a deal with him. If they win the district championship, Jim will try out with a major league organization. So when they do just that, Morris has no choice but to keep his end of the bargain and pursue his dream. '42 focuses on two legends in American baseball: Brian Cherokee, the executive of Major League Baseball who first integrated the sport, and of course Jackie Robinson, who became the first black to play in the majors when he signed to the Brooklyn Dodgers. '42 is at its best when it enters the stadiums and brings the story of Jackie Robinson to life. Brutal racing on the field and the sheer thrill of the game collide with every violent pitch, with every home run. In focusing on the nature of the game as it was experienced by Robinson and the love of the game, '42 delivers a powerful story. The Bad New Bears is a classic underdog story that never gets tired. Morris Buttermaker is a drunk, washed-up minor league baseball player who is hired to coach the Bears, the worst little league team in the Southern California. Paths roles of winning and losing, both the bad example, beer guzzling coach and his bad news Bears find redemption through each other. The movie inspired all the baseball jokes your dad is still using today. Try to imagine a world in which baseball players didn't get paid millions and millions of dollars. Back in 1919, the members of the Chicago White Sox had problems paying their bills, and so they decided to throw the World Series in exchange for some gambling winnings. Based on one of the biggest scandals in baseball history, it's an excellent movie for observers of sports history. Unlike most sports movies, 8 Men Out isn't a glorious tale of victory or redemption. It's a sad story about desperate men who are forced to live with the dishonor of their actions for the rest of their lives. No other film in the history of the cinema captures childhood summer nostalgia like the classic about a group of boys in the early 60s who play baseball nearly every day at the local sandlot. Scotty Smalls moved to a new neighborhood where he learns the ways of baseball from his new friends, but then learns even more about life when he is forced to retrieve his father's Babe Ruth signed baseball from the clutches of the beast next door. Possibly one of the greatest sports movies of all time. Roy Hobbs is a promising young prospect with a bright career ahead of him in the 1930s, who gets shot before succeeding in baseball. 16 years later, he isn't ready to let go of his love of the game, getting signed to a fictional scrub team called the New York Knights. It's more than a story just about baseball, it's about a middle-aged man living his dream. The Natural has one of the most iconic final at-bats in baseball movie history, a home run that destroys the lights with Hobbs running the bases in a shower of sparks. In his first baseball movie, Kevin Costner is a Crash Davis, a veteran minor league catcher, sent down to the single-A Durham Bulls to mentor a hotshot pitcher, New. Bull Durham tops many people's list as the best baseball movie of all time because of its authenticity to the game. The movie is written and directed by former minor league baseball player Ron Shelton. Baseball is but a side piece, as the film explores the relationship between a veteran catcher, his seasoned lover, and the wild-throwing young pitcher he is tasked with mentoring. An all-star cast offer up career performances as this classic. Based on Michael Lewis' non-fiction book of the same name, Moneyball is a baseball movie with surprisingly little baseball. Faced with the prospects of cutting an already small market budget in 2002, Oakland Athletic GM Billy Beane, with the help of an assistant Peter Brandt, implemented the cybermetric philosophy that is widely recognized in sport a decade later. Based on one of the best baseball books of all time, Beane's team of has-beens and nobodies makes it to straight AL Championship Series, falling just short of the World Series in both, making Moneyball the best baseball movie about never winning at all. Just 1 year after Bull Durham, Kevin Costner returns to the diamond as an Iowa farmer who hears voices in his cornfield. Field of Dreams is a movie about fathers and sons, hippies who grew up, redemption, farming, ghost athletes, censorship, and of course America's pastime. It's a story of believing in the magic of sports. In other words, it's about baseball, the only sport that can turn an Iowa cornfield into a little piece of heaven. When it comes to the sentimental nostalgia baseball holds over most of us, it's hard to top Field of Dreams. Likely the funniest movie about baseball. Major League essentially is a comedic version of Bull Durham. Major League is one of the best sports comedies ever made. It's loved by critics and fans alike, and that's due in no small part to all the memorable characters and the actors that play them. Everyone loves lovable losers, and these losers are the most lovable. Many MLB players have said that this is by far the most realistic baseball movie, regardless if it's a comedy or not.
Talking about a movie that's not only about baseball. I mean, there's so much more to it, but I have to admit, there's something about baseball movies that make me cry, that make a lot of men cry.
Right.
Last night, a lot of red-eyed men coming out of the theater. What's your take on that?
I don't know. Maybe, we clearly, our side of the aisle, we understand and enjoy, and the same things also cause us pain. And when a movie is working at its best, it's touching on those things. It's reminding us of what's good, and it's reminding us of what's bad. And we see ourselves acting bravely, and we see ourselves acting immaturely. And if we painted a correct picture, we've also seen a man's life. And if we've seen his life, then maybe we've seen our own. And out of those moments, one can become emotional.
Mm-hmm.